Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, hope you're doing well. Today you join me at the garage. Forecourt's looking a bit bare actually. I'm off to go and stock up soon, so keep an eye out for an auction video. But in today's video we're going to have a look at a car that I bought for 150 quid via our car buying service, carsboughtformore.com. In fact it was 100 quid, but we said to the guy, well, if you drop it off to us we'll give you 150. Even now I'm debating whether that was the right decision or not. But I guess the thinking was, worst case scenario, we can scrap this for, what, 100 quid profit, surely. But I thought in the meantime, let's check out this £150 car and see what it's like. So here it is, our 2003 Mini Cooper, and this is a 1.6 petrol engine, and it's looking a bit tired, isn't it? I wonder if we should do a guessing game on the mileage for this car. If you haven't cheated already and looked at the number plate and put it through a checker, if you have, you're a terrible person. Play the game. Guess in the comments how many miles you think this 2003, so 20-year-old Mini on a 1.6 petrol engine is on currently. Place your bets now. The earlier you guess, the more hardcore you are. So, starting at the front, bumper's looking a bit rough, scuffed up here, bits missing, and semi-attached. Look at the state of the headlights. They'd want a good restore, wouldn't they? And they would have had chrome surrounds, but someone's blacked them out, mate. Look at that. Terrible. Our alloy wheels, actually this one doesn't look too bad, it's just filthy. Look at that. This car has not been loved. It's got a sunny tyre on that's looking a little perished and doesn't have the greatest amount of tread, probably still 3mm or something on there. Coming along this side we've got a lot of dirt and whatever. Is that just dirt? Yes it is. Little ding there. Again, very dirty tyre here. Looks like, seeing as the mud is only around like this section of the tyre, that it's been run flat at some point. But on our, what is it? Our Petless Sport, we got absolutely tons of tread on there, so that's probably a fairly recent purchase. Coming around the back, I think that exhaust box may be hanging a little lower than it should be. Again, they've blacked out what would have been chrome bits on here, and they've done an awful kind of badge thing here. They put a sticker over it or something. Either way, like you can half make out Mini and half not. Looks awful. At least we still got our rear wiper though. No one's de-wipered it. This side looks better, surprisingly. Still just filthy alloys. At least they're in good condition. They would benefit from a good clean up. So another good tyre on the back there. Front dirty again, but that is the worst of our curb mark, so not bad at all. But yeah, I'd say you want a pair of tyres on the front at least. Then other than that, doesn't look too bad. What's this sticker about? Professional Advanced Superguard Care, Car Care. It's been a few days since that was applied, wasn't it? I don't think it's looking that well cared for now. We've got the same story on the front Mini badge. Why it's flaked off partly like that, I don't know. Maybe this blacking out looks better than it did before. I doubt it, but this headlight's even worse. Look, surprised any light gets through it. Dealsinwheels.co.uk was someone who sold this at one point. I guess, you know, it's all cosmetic though, isn't it? A few little dings. How much better would this look for a good clean up, set of front tyres, headlight restoration? It would definitely look better on the outside. But I wonder what it's like on the inside. I think we may have a couple of keys, but I'm assuming neither do the remote central locking, because it is a key in the door job. But then the central locking does work, so it is working, it's just not off that. It might just want a battery, who knows. Was this a chrome trim as well? No, I think that was originally black. Yeah, let's have a look inside. Oh dear. Well, it looks like someone's run a hoover around it, but it's pretty grimy, isn't it? Look at the stains on the seats in here. Quite worn out here. This could be a telltale of mileage. Steering wheel is very grubby. That is the sort of thing that's going to need some serious just like degreasing, because that is skin and general smeg on there. A very stylish carbon fibre gear knob. Look at that. The original was there, thank God. I would certainly be putting that back on because it's got a weird little extension thing on here and no real way of telling how many gears you've got, whether it's a 5 or a 6-speed. Luckily they've left the old one so we know it's a 5-speed, therefore reverses to the right and down, but if it was a 6-speed it would be all the way across to the left and up. So what a crap modification that is, if you ask me. So check strap on this door seems to be broken because it just won't stay open. Right, we'll open it out. That's it, sort of pushed where it should latch, and it doesn't. It just shuts again, so it needs a check strap. That's very annoying when you're wanting to kind of just get in the car with your bag or whatever and it's just going to close on you. Lots of dust everywhere. Hasn't been cleaned properly for a while. Some tape has been holding our glove box shut, I assume. What happens if I open it? Oh, it does open. What have we got here? Now, why on earth would we have the roof pod kind of clock thing in here? I wonder if it's because, much like this Echo, there's no headlining in here, which God knows why that's happened. At some stage someone's stolen the headlining out of it. I'm starting to wonder if this was a parts car for someone, possibly. But the glove box does seem to latch. Oh, it's just about catching, so I bet if you drive it, it falls down. Yeah, just a bit dirty in here. Just as dirty in the back. Maybe we should have a quick look in the boot before we check out all the electrics. Let's see if there's anything more interesting going on back here. I can leave that door to just shut itself because obviously the check strap doesn't work. Right, boot. We do have a parcel shelf of what use it is. Is there anything? We've still got the majority of a toolkit. Something's been disconnected here. It looks like it's been a little bit damp at points, but not too bad. What's this for then? Is that what should have been to release these seats, I guess? Nothing too crazy in there. I think these lights have been smoked at some point, but yeah, otherwise it seems okay. Okay, kind of shut. Let's check our electrical equipment, see what's working and what isn't. This air freshener, is it a genuine Jelly Bean one? Jelly Belly, whatever they are. It must be like strawberry or something. It just reminds me of like strawberry shisha. It's got a very weird sweet smell in here. Right, we won't give the mileage away, but let's see, does our radio work? Look at the grime on there. It does. Do the windows work? Left one is working. Drive. Oh, doesn't sound very good, does it? But it does work. Oh, God. Please go up. It's been raining like crazy here today. We do not need this window staying down. Oh, God. Please go up. So it's just pulsing its way back up. It's probably just working overtime against some resistance. Please, just go up. We're nearly there. Thank God. Right, it's quite warm in here. Let's see if the blowers work. Yep. Okay, can we make them blow on us? All kinds of stuff will come flying out now, I expect. Okay, I guess I'm going to have to fire it up to test if the aircon works. So let's turn the fan down and see how it sounds. Ah, pretty sweet actually. You can hear the release bearing, but it's not a bad noise. Right. Do you know what? I said let's see if the aircon works. I don't think it's even got it. Unless one of these was an aircon button and it's worn off. It hasn't got aircon. The central lock-in works. Well, that's disappointing. No aircon. We've got a warning light for brakes there. I think we did get a bit of a rundown from the lad who sold this to us. He was a local lad actually, very nice chap. And he sent in this with a list of things that was wrong with it, some of which we would get to when we get round to test driving it. He didn't tell us about the headlining though. And we originally offered £100 and he said, do you know what, I'm happy to take it, but if you could up it, then, you know, that would be great. And he said, do you want to come collect it or do you want me to drop it in? I felt a bit bad for him. He said he just had those 2 tyres actually thinking about it. He spent 100 quid on tyres. Oh, I felt a bit bad. So I said, if you bring it to us, we'll give you 150 quid. So that's what we did. And that's why I'm now in this marvellous vehicle. My theory was it doesn't matter how bad it is. We can stick it on the truck or the trailer or something and take it to the scrapyard and probably make 50 quid or something, and it saves him having to take it any further. So there are a few things yet to be disclosed about this, but this is the first time I've actually sat in it and kind of experienced the echoey roof. I'll be interested to see what it's like when we actually get out on the road. I'm going to cut it off before it gets too hot, and let's have a look under the bonnet and see what the story is under there. Okay, so just a little bit grubby like everything else, but you'd expect that. Where's our oil cap? Here, right in front of me. Let's have a look at that. Well, looks okay actually. Well, not a huge amount to see. That's our expansion bottle, which has got water and a lot of residue, but there's nothing really to worry about. There's brown residue that's like rust from inside the system. Doesn't mean that it's got a head gasket gone or anything. Yeah, other than looking a bit grimy, nothing too much to report really. You can tell these things are really well packed in there, the engines, aren't they? So not the most easy things to work on, I'd imagine. I don't like these very much, to be honest. These, what is it, an R53? Any of these generations up until the newer ones, like the Cooper S behind me there, which you may have seen in a previous video where I bought at auction. Look at that sign, sold already. Everything, they're forever doing front suspension bushes, or front subframe bushes, I should say. So it's a whole subframe out, clutch doing it, you've got to take all the subframes out. It's just, they're just a bit of a pain in the arse to work on. So repairing some of the things on this might be a bit of a nuisance, and for me, probably not worth it. So that is the kind of condition, state of play with this £150 car. Not really too bad, is it? But like I say, there are a couple of things we need to take into account, which we'll talk about when we get out on the road. So I'll see you on the road. So I've just gone to move this further up so I can set up my GoPros and everything in here. And I've just gone to start the car, and that's my key. It just literally just snapped apart in the barrel. It's like being glued together with bits and pieces, and yeah, I don't think I can even start it now. Bits of it have fallen off in here. I can even smell the super glue. You know when you break a bit of super glue that's cured? See it all on there. I really hope there is another key and that it will start this car, because frankly it is 5:45 on a Tuesday and I don't want to be sticking a key back together just to drive this car. Let's go and have a look, see if we've got another key. Right, here's all our paperwork for it, which doesn't include any service history, I might add. It's just the V5 and some repairs for brakes and tyres and things. And most importantly, no spare key. So got to try and do something with this, which will have the chip for the immobiliser in it, and turn the key so that we can start it. So I'll take a little pair of snipe nose pliers or something out there and try and hold this next to the ignition barrel and then start it, and then hope that once it's started, it doesn't matter if this moves away. If it does and it cuts out, then yeah, we're gonna have to wait till someone else can fix this, because I don't have the patience for fiddly things like that, to be honest. So let's get a pair of grips. Let's raid the toolbox here and see what we can do. That's what we want. Right, key fob, grips. Wish me luck. I have to put my foot on the clutch as well, don't I? Oh God! And the door won't stay. The door won't stay open because the check shout's broken. Doesn't seem to want to turn. Whew, it's getting hot now. Right. So we've turned it off. Maybe I've already. That should be doing it, but it's not. It's not close enough, is it? Oh God. Right. Never in doubt. Shout out to Lee from Car UK there. That's what he always says, isn't it? And yes, I do watch his channel, actually, periodically when I get time to watch YouTube. Some of you do ask or tell me I should watch his channel because he's that much better than me, and I'm sure he is. Make sure you check out Lee of Car UK. I can tell you right now, the first problem we have is we don't have any power steering. That's why you saw me struggling with the steering then, despite my great 17 stone weight. So it's going to be an interesting little test drive, and it might be a short one because I'm already sweating just from trying to turn the key. So let me get some cameras hooked up in here, and we'll take it out for a quick spin and just see just how shoddy it is to drive. Right then, here we go. I'd quite like to put this window down, but dare I? A bit of juddering. Okay. Oh God. Oh, quite a clonk as you put it in gear. Yeah, that's I wonder if that is front subframe bushings like we talked about. Quite a lot of rattling from the back. Steering's not so bad once you got going, it just feels quite sporty actually. Hearing. Can't decide if that's front or rear suspension making rattling noises. I think it could be everywhere, front and rear, to be honest. Right. Let's drop a gear and really put her through her paces. Hard. Oh no, that was my key just went sliding. Well, the good news is if you keep the pace up, you don't feel the gearbox slopping around quite as much. It's Quite the assault on the senses driving this thing, to be honest. There's a... Can you hear that? Is that the wipers? Every now and then there's... Yeah, I think that's the wipers. Yeah, it's the wipers making a kind of noise. Very technical, that, I know. It sounds a bit like a wastegate going off or something. Oh, what the hell is letting off pressure? Obviously, we don't want it to be our cooling system. The dashboard is literally bouncing up and down. And can you hear that? I'm sure you can. Rattling around. The chap did tell us that the brakes on the back would need changing as well, and that's probably why our brake warning light's on. Brake's reasonably okay though. Bit noisy perhaps, but it broke in a straight line. Oh no, this is a bad idea. Just as I pulled in then, there's a van coming the other way which will go past now. I thought I stalled. Can you imagine if I stalled and I couldn't get it going again because of that stupid key? Again, I can't read the gear knob, so I did the standard kind of Mini / BMW across to the left and forward for reverse. And it wasn't, that was first, so I started pulling away. Right. I think we can take this back now. Stop dicking around, there's a car behind us now. She feels pretty loosey-goosey, I gotta say. Alright, let's give her a good 30 to 60 run here. In second gear, 30. God, that's terrifying. Steering wheel all over, that's 60 there. Thank God. Wasn't in gear then. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know what the rattling from the front is all about. Seems a little bit like it doesn't like to stay in gear. Obviously, it seemed to come out then while we were driving. Maybe I hadn't fully sent it home, I don't know. I'm willing to take responsibility, but I don't know. Just the general drive along feels lumpy. Not in the sense that we're bumping over things, but it almost feels like it's got a bit of a flat tyre or something. I know it hasn't, but maybe I can hear a wheel bearing. Maybe that's what it is. It's a bit rough or something. Either way, this thing is not... Oh yeah, see, I put it into first then, and it was definitely in, and it's kind of shot back out. It just... Hopefully you would have heard a little clunk. Hopefully on this little camera down here. Just kind of spat itself back out again. Let's try that again. I suppose it's only in a notch here, but... Yeah, it's just chucked it back in out. So you have to be... Maybe I am being slightly lazy, but you do have to be 100% sure that you've really sent it into gear all the way, otherwise it's just going to spit it back out. Alright, so it's got like a little, that's like notched in. You'd expect that to be in gear there, but if I try to pull away, yeah, just, and then even with the clutch in, it's still, right, that's in, but why, second's okay, just first it just knocks it out, but then you put the clutch back on and it shouldn't crunch going back in. So that just feels like it's notched in, but it's not. Flicks it out. Quality motor. Talk about purchase of the week. So, oh God. I don't know how much you would have seen the steering wheel move then. When I went from first to reverse, it's almost like the car's folded in the middle. Right, I'm going to park this back here. See, that doesn't feel like it's really gone into reverse. Oh yes. What a machine. What a machine. Right, I'm just going to take my pliers and turn this old girl off. Easy as that. And then I need to find my key fob over here, and then we'll sign off. So there we have it, £150 Mini, clearly worth every penny and fit for nowhere other than the scrapyard, really, which is obviously why I'm selling it to Jordan. You remember Jordan? You know, the valeter, aka professional ditch finder. As you may or may not have seen in previous videos, he's crashed his Honda Civic Type R, and he was off up country looking at stupid cheap cars for about 300 quid, which all sounded absolutely awful and turned out to be hidden write-offs and things like that. And I said, well, just having a wind up with him, I've bought a Mini for 150 quid today, I'll sell it to you for 300 quid. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll have it. Didn't even ask the mileage. I didn't even know what the mileage was, to be honest, because Dan had dealt with this. I'd said about giving him the extra 50 quid, but Dan had done the deal. So I didn't even know what the mileage was until I got in it a minute ago. So if you put your guess below, this is the moment you're going to find out. This car is on. In fact, let me climb in and I'll show you. Hopefully my, you know, semi-repaired / just jammed back in key will allow us to see the mileage. Look at that. I'm just going to have to try and squeeze it. Right, will it show us? Come on, mileage. 164,578. Now, yeah, she's had a good innings. I feel like this probably deserves to be sent off to the car park in the sky now, to be honest, but Jordan wants a cheap car. He wants something he can fix up. He thinks, you know, he can put a steering pump in this, put headlining in it, polish up the headlights, give the car a good polish and a clean over, and try and make a profit. I don't think there is any profit to be made in this. Certainly not if I'm selling it to him for 300 quid. So I think what we'll do tomorrow is we'll phone up the scrapyards, find out how much they'll actually give us, and I'll sell it to him for that. Whatever scrap value is, he can have it at that. If he really wants to do it and spend his money, it may be a lesson for him that some cars are better off not dealing with. I wouldn't entertain fixing this, trying to make it right. You're just throwing good money after bad, in my opinion. But he's a grown man. If he wants to do it, that's his choice. Let me know what you think in the comments. Would you entertain the idea of trying to fix this, or would you just scrap it and get rid? I think I probably know what the answer is, but there we are. Anyway, if you've enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, it really helps out. And other than that, I'll see you in the next video.